Okay, hello there ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Chapter 3, Dead Space 3. All the freeze.
Oh, God, it looks like the power's out everywhere. There's no way to activate the cargo doors.
I think there's a manual crank on the other door. See it?
Right. I'll see if I can get inside.
And as we can see here, we're actually going to go all the way to the back because I only found this out a few years ago, but you can get an early diffraction torus right at the back if you watch where I'm going here. And this allows us to create the chain lightning gun, which is a pretty slow gun, but it's pretty powerful. Early game, you're doing hardcore or pure survival, you're probably going to want this thing. And these areas are pretty cool, where there's all this like debris and it's pretty damn open for a Dead Space game. The problem is, and I might have mentioned this in Chapter 2, is that the game has an obsession with spawning lurkers that can get you from absolutely anywhere. They're on the other side of the map. Guess what? You've been hit by a lurker. Get fucked. And it's not your fault, it's just ridiculous. But yeah, there's the diffraction torus, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to be using that for the first half of the game, at least.
I've seen a lot of ships, but never anything like these.
Yeah, that's because the sovereign colonies were sore losers. When they lost the secession war to EarthGov, they scuttled their entire fleet. Surprised any survived.
What were they doing this far from home anyway?
If this is where Ellie went, you can bet it had something to do with the markers.
And as we can see here, these little vents, you can actually shoot them and get loot. Pretty cool mechanic, and I do like these areas of the game. They're some of the best areas, to be sure. Nice little bit of exploration. But a first-time player isn't going to be doing what I'm doing now. You would never know to do this. And most people on the first playthrough did not get that diffraction torus, let's just say that much. And it's just going to help you guys out, trust me, if it's your first playthrough. Or if you're going for, you know, hardcore, pure survival, one of the harder difficulties like that. Now, that little beeping you can hear in the background, that wah-wah-wah, wah-wah-wah, that is a scavenger bot.
Well, got air.
And I quite like the scavenger bots.
Any sign of Ellie?
No. Looks like I'm the first person through here in a long time. I'll try to open the cargo doors. Hang on.
And that is what EA based a lot of the microtransactions around in this game, unfortunately. For example, you could halve the amount of time it took for the scavenger bot to get the resources, you could give it a silly personality and a voice and everything. Like, so dumb, man. But I do like the role that the scavenger bot plays in the game, picking up different resources, and you can place it anywhere and get a small amount of resources, but if you place it down in proper location, which we'll show later in Chapter 5, you get a heck of a lot more resources. And you can see at the store when one is going to return to the bench. So you could, if you wanted to, just wait at the bench a couple of minutes. If you know that you're safe, make a drink, come back, something like that. Farm a bit of resources.
Ellie's SOS is coming from deeper inside this ship, but
Oh.
I can't leave Rosen alive.
Norton's getting a good punch
Some
again.
coordinates. I'll go check it out.
Here you go. You don't stray too far. That's an order.
Listen, Norton, you are not giving me orders, pal. And look at Carver there in the middle, just stood there. So dumb, man. So dumb. This is the music that plays in Dead Space 2 when you meet Dana, top of the church. And then EarthGov come blasting in and shoot her head off. Woohoo! But yeah, this is the first proper chapter of the game, really, gameplay-wise, and it's a slow burner, and there's still tension and atmosphere, and yeah, the first half of this game is so damn better than the second half. It's still not amazing, but not so bad. And I'm going to cut the video here in a minute because I spend quite a lot of time at the bench
It's a dead end.
wondering what the hell I'm meant to do.
Someone shut a bulkhead for quarantine.
Can we cut through it?
No. It's too thick. But it might cycle open if I can power it up.
And I have a bit of trouble with the batteries in this game. I don't know what it is. Putting the batteries in with kinesis.
And there's a bench on the same circuit.
Bench?
With all the parts parts lying around here. I bet I can make a better weapon than this one.
Yeah, smart thinking.
Yeah, Dead Space 1 and 2, it's not an issue at all, but for me, with this game, the kinesis, putting batteries in, it's somehow more difficult. I just don't understand it. I actually watched a bloke called the British Runner, who is the world record holder of the first Dead Space, and I don't know if he's world record holder of any other categories, but he was doing Dead Space 3 hardcore yesterday. He got all the way to chapter 14 and then died on that part where you play this game before you'll know. The part where the unitologists are shooting down rocket launchers, there's about 55 million twitchers. It's absolute insanity. Whoever thought it was a good idea is a moron of the highest order. And you can get one-shotted, you know. Max health, you can get one-shotted by the rockets. I think it's the case when they shoot like 2 rockets together. You're just dead. That part, chapter 14, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't go well. I'm going to tell you that now. Obviously, this is a post-commentary playthrough, and trust me, it does not go well. But there we have it. It looks like a line gun, but it's not. It's a diffraction Taurus, and I really like the reload of this gun as well. It's pretty sick. And later we'll be turning it into a chain gun without the lightning, and the clip size is massive, and it's just useful, trust me. But yeah, that guy got killed in chapter 14. I felt his pain, man, and then back to the main menu you go. Honestly, I wish when this game came out people would have revolted and just said we want hardcore to be like it was in the second game. Because honestly, if it was, even though I don't like this game anywhere near as much, I would have persisted and you'd have been watching a hardcore playthrough now. But there's no way I'm doing it with the way that hardcore is in this game. Losing all your progress. But anyway, we've walked these motherfuckers up from the hibernation. As we can see here, this is still pretty much Dead Space 2 kind of territory in terms of the gameplay.
I just got jumped by what's left of the crew.
What? No one could have survived out here this long.
They didn't survive. They got turned into things.
What do we do?
You keep your weapon ready and you stay the hell away from the ventilation ducts. If they get close, shoot for the lift. You got that? I said you got that.
Yeah, okay.
Clark's not happy, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, the enemies are still quite fair in the first half of the game, especially the slashers. But they start doing limbo in the second half of the game, scurrying along the floor, going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, spawning behind you, loads of more crazy bullshit. Well, he was scurrying on the floor then, you just saw him. But there's the diffraction Taurus putting in work. Getting a medium med pack when we're on full health on hard difficulty. Hoping that would have happened in the first 2 games. That guy mustn't have had a head because he was going crazy. Wonderful. I do have a slight regret that I didn't do this on pure survival, but whatever. You could use this as a walkthrough guide for pure survival, really. Pure survival, it's just You get checkpoints, but in the second half of the game there will be fights where you have to redo them because you get killed because you obviously can't recoup your ammo and health and stasis during a fight. Especially during that chapter 14 part that I just spoke about. Holy shit.
They're coming out of the woodwork. Fire! Fire! Isaac, where the hell are you?
Almost to the crossover tube.
But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be introduced to Dead Space 3's lurkers. They are shit, and as such, I will be treating them with the disdain that they deserve by running past them. Absolutely no point in fighting them here, in my opinion. Now, when we do go past this area again in a little while, those fans will be turned on and we'll need to stasis them. But the lurkers aren't that much of a problem, to be honest. No point in shooting them, man. A crappy plasma cutter or this chain lightning gun. I think we're up to the room of PTSD. This room always makes me panic a little bit, if it's the one I'm thinking of. And we have to do this room twice. We do it in the next chapter. The second time round it's worse. Isn't that always the case?
Norton, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Alright, I think that's holding them for now.
Good. The SOS is coming from directly above me. And it looks like I found the ship's primary generator. If I can get power going, I'll the crossover for you.
Alright, what about you?
There's an elevator here that goes straight up a spire. I'll meet you at Ellie's coordinates.
We've got the Scooby-Doo fishermen again. Oh god, what are they doing? He's trying to find something sharp, but all I'm getting is a leg. And that lurker gets one-shotted with unupgraded kinesis. Yeah, later in the game, I will upgrade the kinesis 4 times, and it will take 3 or 4 kinesis shots to kill an enemy. Ladies and gentlemen, this game's upgrade system does not make sense. I've spoken about it before. It's because the enemies are getting a heck of a lot more tanky and unfair, which doesn't happen in Dead Space 2. Oh, bloody hell, I'm tired. One more to go, I think. But we are going to be reintroduced to Ellie finally, ladies and gentlemen. And to be honest with you, it's one of the biggest betrayals of a character's, well, character in video gaming history. It's an absolute disgrace. It's just so not the same person. Nice. Sick reload animation. NGL TBH. Ladies and gentlemen. Today, as I'm recording this, and it's going to be interesting because I always watch my videos back once when I put them onto YouTube. Look, I'm not that much of a narcissist, I only do it once. But yeah, today is the 8th of November. Holy shit, that's low. 8th of November 2021. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets uploaded in the first week of December because I've got quite the backlog on my channel at the moment.
Harbor will rendezvous with the Spire. Got it.
But watch this. This elevator door doesn't open straight away. And the game really wants me to fight this piece of shit lurker, and I don't want to. So I'm going to do a Fred Durst here and start rolling. There you go. Now, on my movie editor, I can't see how much is left of this video. Oh, not much. essentially that's chapter 3 done. Chapters 4 and 5 coming up. Chapter 5 is a big one. But the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing all the optional missions. So I'm not doing a separate video for the optional missions. So I can't remember when the optional missions are coming up, but they're probably pretty soon. And I like the optional missions. They reuse the assets, but they're some of the best parts of the game in my opinion.
I knew you were too stubborn to die.
Captain, is this him?
Austin Buckle is God.
Isaac Clarke, great to meet you. Austin Buckle, Marker Ops. This here is Jennifer Santos, our little lady with the big brain.
If it's true you can decipher the marker script, this mission might still have a chance.
Isaac, thank you for coming.
Like I had a choice.
I know, I'm sorry. But I have so much to
Get a
tell
good
you.
look at the new eyes here,
Come on, we have to get
as well as the other
No, not
surgery
yet.
that she's had.
Isaac, we need to stop the marker. The trail ends at the Admiral's quarters. She'd written marker scroll all over the walls. The answers are in there. I know it. We cannot leave until we know what it says.
Yeah, well, then let Isaac handle the translating. We're leaving now. I got Buckle, you get Santos. Let's go.
Go on, take care of your crew. They need you more than I do.
Feels bad, man. Ladies and gentlemen, see you chapter 4, Dead Space 3.